We ready? Yep. All right. Good evening, everyone. We'll call the regular meeting of the district board on October 7th to order. John, will you call the roll, please?
Curry.
Here.
Adel.
Here.
Anderson. Avadesian.
Here.
Pisano.
Here.
Yule.
Here.
Bush.
Here.
Clark.
Bro.
Masai.
Here.
Bella.
Here.
Drake.
Here.
Gale. Gardeau.
Here.
Gentile.
Here.
Healy.
Here.
Hoffman.
Here.
Oheb. Holloway.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
Chance. Buster. Magnan.
Here.
Van Dyke.
Here.
Maniscalco. Payne.
Here.
Patel.
Here.
Salemi.
Here.
Stuber.
Here.
Taylor.
Here.
Torres.
Here.
Wolf. Courier. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
The flag of the United States of America,
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next on the agenda is the approval of the meeting minutes of September 9th, 2024. Is there a motion?
so moved.
Second.
Any changes, deletions, additions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carries. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the board on agenda items? Yes, sir.
I have a dispute with my water bill.
That's not really an agenda item, sir. That would be something you would take up with administration, but if you want to talk about that, you certainly can do so at the end of the meeting when we once again have public participation on anything that you'd like to discuss with us.
Also, I had my water shut off without, my bill is paid in full, but my water got shut off Thursday. And sorry, but I'm without a shower from Thursday, Friday to now.
Okay, so if you want to stay and you can address the board at the end of the meeting, or you can contact, right, Kelly's going to get your information from you and she'll be able to address it. But either way, you're more than welcome to. Is there anyone else that would like to address the board on agenda items? Hearing none. Move on to number 6, announcement of Independent Consumer Advocate Annual Meeting. And the district clerk will make an announcement for the ICA.
We're required at the preceding meeting in October to announce the Consumer Advocate is required to hold an annual meeting on the second Wednesday in October. That meeting will be this Wednesday, October 9th at 5:30 p.m. in this room, MDC's headquarters, 555 Main Street. Available in person or there is a remote login access that is posted on the website. Notices published in the newspapers as well.
Questions? Okay.
Mr.
Move
Chairman.
on to,
Mr. Chairman. Commissioner Adel here.
yes, Commissioner Adel.
I noted by looking at the ICA's website that he hasn't filed a report since the first quarter of 2023. And I tried to call the guy to find out, where the reports were, and he never called me back. So I'd certainly like that addressed. I know we don't have any oversight over him, but as I mentioned to a few other commissioners, I think we should be, if we're paying this man, we should be getting reports.
All right, so noted, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Report from District Chair. I have nothing to report for this meeting. Report from the CEO.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I didn't, but I'm gonna, I can't, not say anything. So I just want to address item number 10 as we refer, as a typical process, refer the budget to the Board of Finance. I just would like to say it's very important to give the board for policy and staff a lot of credit for this year. We are proposing another 0% increase in ad valorem. This is the third year in a row. And this is not by accident. We've been talking about this for a number of years now, how we've been moving away from debt service on ad valorem. This year it's only $200,000 for ad valorem, $5 million for water, but we're moving towards the integrated plan. And we talked about in December of 18, the whole benefit to the integrated plan was we were spending $45 to $50 million a year on our sewer ad valorem projects. We were spending $35 million a year on our water projects and $118 million a year on our clean water program. The integrated plan takes that 45 million and that 118 and shrinks it down to, we started out at 40, we'll be in that 50, 60, $75 million range. But the original clean water project was to spend a lot of money in a short time frame. When I say short time frame, 40 years. The integrated plan, we're spending less, but over a much longer time. And so what has that done? It's actually helped debt service, $200,000 this year. Also, when we talked about, we did the REFERRAL study, we talked about modifying the ad valorem so that we can shift priorities from ad valorem to the clean water project integrated plan. And all of that, adding at this year's, and the rates, customer service charges are not going up. And so the sewer clean water, or I'm sorry, the sewer usage charge on the water bill has stayed at $9 for the last number of years. All of that has the reason why we've been able to keep ad valorem zero. And it won't be forever, but you're starting to see the benefits to all the things and all the policy decisions and all of the good work the city, the staff has done. So with that, Mr. Chairman, my report.
All right, we'll move on now to number 10, referral of the 2025 proposed budget. Board of Finance.
You forgot me again.
I guess.
I have a
Is there
very
any
short,
objection to asking
short
District
report.
Counsel?
Very
Okay.
short report. We have, just want to let you know, we're gearing up for the mediation on the tunnel claim. It's scheduled for December 16th and 17th of this year. We hope we get some more productive results from this, what will be the second official mediation. Then we received at the first, but there are depositions going on, other discoveries, so it's been very active on that case. That's the extent of my report, but I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you have on anything else or that case. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Now, number 10, referral of the 2025 proposed budget to the Board of Finance. Chair will entertain a motion.
Move adoption.
Second.
Discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carried. Now, number 11, Strategic Planning Committee. Chair recognizes Chairman Gentile for a motion.
May the motion include all three, or should they? be
Without
separate?
objection from the board?
The Strategic Planning Committee has spent the last several meetings reviewing and revising the mission statement and the core values and developing the first vision statement on behalf of the Metropolitan District. I move that this district board adopts all three of the proposed statements as unanimously agreed to by our committee.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? No discussion. I would just like to say thank you to Chairman Gentile and the board, the Strategic Planning Committee board. It certainly was an interesting process. And it's an ongoing process, and I'm going to take a bit longer before we bring it to a closure. So, with that, all in favor?
Chairman? In
Hold
Commissioner Gardo here.
Yeah.
Attached in I see the mission statement, the core values, but not a vision statement. Did I miss it in the attachments here?
Page 11.
Yeah.
Oh,
Has held. Sure.
You didn't miss it.
Strategic planning was last Wednesday,
Okay.
after the agendas had gone out, so it's been added and posted to open text, but it wasn't.
all right. I was reading
The email
stuff. I apologize.
Thank you. And I apologize. I didn't recognize you with your new look. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda, number 12, Board of Finance, consideration and potential action, supplemental appropriation for the 2024 capital improvement program. The chair recognizes Chairman Salemi for a motion.
Chair, we'd like to move, I think we have to do them separately, so I'd like to move item A, supplemental appropriation for the 2024 capital improvement program. This was passed unanimously at the Board of Finance.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carries. And again, Chairman Salemi for a motion for letter B.
Again, Mr. Chair, this is for item B, supplemental appropriation for the 2022 capital improvement program. This one is specifically for the Hartford Hospital area water main replacement. Again, this was passed unanimously by the Board of Finance.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda, number 13, Committee of MDC Government. Chair recognizes Chairman Bazzano for a motion in consideration for approval of new bylaw for training.
Chairman, thank you. This item was heard at the MDC Government Committee and was passed unanimously. I believe there was one abstention. So I move adoption of this item.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carries. We are moving much quicker than I anticipated.
Which is nice.
Record.
Here, through.
Number 14, opportunity for general public comments. Is there anyone on the audience?
Yes,
Or-
please. Chairman, this is Judy Allen.
Yes. Yes, Judy.
I'm from West Hartford. And my comment just is about Joe Shrenko, the independent consumer advocate, some comments that were made at the beginning of the meeting. Part of what Joe has been doing this for the past year, kind of as needed, because he resigned at the end of last year and they have not been able to replace him. So he has been stepping in and doing all he can when he didn't want the job anyway. So just to give some idea of the background of what's been happening. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Commissioner requests for future agenda items. Commissioner Salemi.
Mr. Chair, I'm not sure if we need it for the whole district board, but I really do think that the issue of the consumer advocate really should be something that we should be working on. I appreciate with what Judy Allen said. I do remember that he did wish that Joe Surjenko did wish to resign, but just kind of covered it for us because we didn't have anybody else. I don't know, where do we go? I don't know if we need a meeting for that, but we do need to do something. We really, we have appropriated, as far as I know, I think we appropriated $70,000. I think it was 50,000 originally, and then we added another 20,000, $70,000 for this position. I think it serves an important function, but we need to have somebody who's going to be active and working with us as we did before. Mr. Shajenko did, but like Judy said, he's trying to get out of it, I think, in the last year. So if it takes a meeting, or I don't know what it takes, you know.
Unfortunately, we're not the body that does the hiring, and we have no control over that. And the other thing that I found interesting for those that might also find interesting is that while we budgeted 70,000, what's spent this year on our present consumer advocate is deducted. If we were to hire, if they were to hire someone tomorrow, that person doesn't get 70,000. It gets what's left of the 70,000, which I think is something that might also want to be looked at.
Well, I understand that that we're not the body that actually, you know, that picks the person, but we're certainly, you know, responsible for, as you said, we're responsible for coming up with the funding for it, and we're required to have this consumer advocate. So I think that we ought to, I think whatever influence we have on the people that do make the choice, we ought to do that and use whatever influence we have to try to get this accomplished. So that's my only comment. Thank you.
Commissioner Torres?
Yes, would it be inappropriate to request under FOI information regarding what he's been doing or what he's submitted, or, you know, information that may be available that we can have a look at?
Well, I think, and Chris will respond to that, but I think that they posted for the positions, but they haven't had anyone who's really come forward to apply for them.
Yeah, just briefly, whatever he's prepared and submitted is on his website and open to the public. He has not submitted reports, as Commissioner Adel pointed out, for a while. There's just so much we can do to control that. We can't make him do it. And as the chairman pointed out, he is a creation of the legislature. He's appointed by the Office of Consumer Counsel, which is an arm of PURA out of New Britain. We do have the obligation to pay, but we don't have the affirmative obligation to retain. They go out for a public vetting process. They've gone, my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, John, they've gone out at least twice. Once under the old compensation rate. Again, they went out again in the spring of 2024 under the new compensation rate. You recall that it went up from 50 to 70,000 for 2024. And my understanding is that they received no responses to either one of those solicitations. So the only thing we can do is control the legislature last time controlled the money, but if this board wanted to raise the amount of compensation, certainly it's within your province to do that, or to ask the legislature to do that. But other than that, there's not much you can do to unless you know somebody that wants to submit under the next go around. But right now, these consumer counsel, in fairness to Attorney Shreko, he agreed to continue to serve even though he had officially resigned as of December 31st, 2023. He met with the Consumer Counsel, agreed to stay on for the first go around, and since that was unsuccessful, he's continued. But I think to date, he's incurred about $7,300, $7,500 in expenses. So even if they get someone new, that I suppose that person has about $62,500 to finish the job for the end of the year. I don't think they'll ever reach that point, but there is money to pay somebody for the balance of the year, certainly, and on into next year. But there's just so much we can do to control the universe that might otherwise be willing to be selected, or to offer themselves to be selected.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, through you to our legal counsel, Mr. Stone. do I understand to say that he resigned the position? And but he's willing to continue to serve? I thought the statute read that he had to be appointed, and if someone resigns from that, wouldn't it be the responsibility of the state's consumer?
He's been appointed temporarily. It's as if he indicated to the Consumer Council his intention to resign. I don't know if he officially resigned or not, quite frankly. I can find out for you and let the board know, but he indicated his willingness to resign as of December 31st. She asked him to remain until such time as they could get someone new. And this goes back almost a year now, October, November 2023. She asked, and they did a solicitation, and they got no responses. As a result, she asked Attorney Shreko to stay on temporarily until such time as they could change the legislation, increase the amount, go out again on a solicitation, and again, that solicited no responses. So he's as much in limbo as anyone else. He's there temporarily, and he's trying to do the best job he can with the time that he has. But they really need to step up the effort. And maybe it's increasing the universe that they solicit to participate, whatever it might be. But they're really, it's amazing to me that for a part-time position that is of considerable compensation, that no one's been interested in serving.
I guess the question, one more question, Mr. Chairman. Did the consumer advocate ever request a larger allocation for the specific job, or?
No.
Hi, Commissioner Bush, just a very quick question. Is there a description, a job description and a list of qualifications that's available? Can that be emailed to us?
I can get everyone a copy of the solicitation that was issued by the Office of Consumer Counsel. Generally, there's a description of his duties in the statute. We can get you that. It's Public Act 17-1. So we can get you that as well. But his qualifications are he has to be a practicing attorney in the state of Connecticut with a license to practice, law. But we can get you. I'll get you those two things.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Commissioner Slaney?
Thank you. I certainly didn't mean to drag this out. You gave the answer in the beginning, and I think that we've heard more about that. It's not our role to pick this or maintain it or whatever. We just have to fund it. But the issue for me and why I brought it up was that I believe our website and other public documents about the MDC say that we have a consumer advocate. And that's my issue, that, if we say we have one and we're supposed to have one and they're supposed to be available to the public to respond to issues that, the consumer might have about either our rates or whatever, we don't have one. And whatever it takes, that's all I'm asking. Whatever it takes, we should be, letting people know that if we don't have one, if he's not available, then if someone calls the number or writes to the email address, there should be some message there that sort of sends them somewhere else or whatever.
Any other comment? With that, we've completed the agenda and the motion. The meeting's adjourned.
That's the shortest.